Hey guys, this is Rosa Kelly. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to continue working on our mini album using a little golden book. So we are using the Nightmare Before Christmas here, the story, and so I'm using the little golden book for the cover, and I even have the pages here, and I am keeping the sequence of this story as the original book here, not altering the order of the pages, but I am adding some cardstock to also have it as a little journal slash album and start documenting our October memories here. So on the last video, we went ahead and created this signature page, and the first video we did the cover, second video we did the book signature pages, and then yesterday we worked on the signature mini album signature interactive page here. So I went ahead and finished adding the paper, so I just wanted to give you a look. I'm also using my digital collection Halloween Town, so it will be linked below if you want to get these digitals. So I just went ahead and added some of that here, and then over here we have this interactive page, and I just added some white cardstock for pages, and then this opens and opens, and then a cute image there from the collection, and then places for pictures, and then we can just slide this back down, and then this closes here, and then on the back we have this page opens up like that and like this, and then this opens down. So I also went ahead and added the paper there. I love this haunted house page, and it's a combination of the digital collection and some of my scrap paper or leftover collections that I have for Halloween. And then this is another 3D platform page here that opens up like that. Okay, so now we're gonna start working on the second signature page that we're gonna add over here, and we're gonna get right to it. So we are going to cut, actually I think we had the base ready for these. Oh yes, I do. Okay, so this page was cut at 7 by 8, and I went ahead and scored along the 7 inches at 1/2 inch and 1 inch, and that is what gave us this base page. So we created this one on the last episode, so you should probably have it already. And now we're going to be adding some layouts to this. So I'm going to cut one piece here. This is going to be 6 by 8.5, and we're going to score along the 8.5 at 1/2 inch. So let me grab my score tool here. Okay, so along the 8.5 we're going to score at 1/2 inch and fold. Okay, and then we are just going to glue these along the top of the page. And so let's go ahead and add the glue. Okay, and we're going to add this piece here, and so press down. Okay, and then on the inside here I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to be cutting another piece, and this one is going to be, actually I'm gonna get a new one of these. So we are going to cut this at 8 by 6. Okay, so 8 by 6, and we are going to score along the 8 inches at 2, 4, and 6, and then we're going to score along the 6 inches at 1.5, 3, and 4.5. Okay, and we are going to take out the sections on the corners, so we're just going to completely cut those off. So we have that. this one. Okay, so here, and there we go. So now we're going to fold this piece. So we're gonna basically match the top center score line to the score lines on the side. So I'm gonna start going to the left side and then just press down. So you wanna match the score line when you fold it to basically be aligned with the score line here. And then once you have it there, you're just gonna press down and get that line right here. And then we're gonna do the same, go from the top to the other side. So just kind of match that line here and then press down. Okay, and now that you have your X at the center, you're going to just squish these through. I squeeze the sides and bring them together. Okay, so we're gonna pinch and bring together and then press down. Press down and press down. And then I'm just going to even out this here. Okay, so that is going to be the mechanism for our pop-up. And then I'm going to cut my cardstock. So let me do one piece, and this is going to be 5 3/4. Okay, we're gonna do 5 3/4, and this is gonna be by 8 1/2. And then we're gonna do another one that is going to be, this one's too small. Okay, so I might have to cut another one. So this one is also going to be 5 3/4. Okay, so this is gonna be 5 3/4 by 8. Okay, so we're going to score the piece that is 8 1/2. We're going to score at 4 and at 8. And the other one we are just going to score at 4. And we're going to fold along the score lines. Okay, and we're going to connect these two here. So I'm just going to add my glue on the 1/2 inch section. Okay, and then we are going to join this here. Okay, and then this is going to be an accordion fold piece right there. Okay, then we're gonna add this accordion fold in between these two pieces here. And when you add these, you want to make sure that the center is pointing away from this piece. Okay, so you want the center pointing out, and then you want to place it right in between. So I'm just gonna add glue on this side and glue on that side right there, and we're going to place this right at the center. Okay, so I'm only gluing these, I'm only going in about 1/2 inch. Okay, so you want to keep some space here and just go glue it only about 1/2 inch like that in right there. Hope you know what I mean. And so we're just gonna press down. That's really gonna help this whole piece open a lot better. And then I'm just gonna cut a tiny bit here on the tip. And now we're gonna bring our page, and we're going to add this page here where you open this up. That is gonna go right there. So make sure you're right in between and center. Okay, and then we're going to glue this down. So I'm gonna add my glue on this side over here and place this right next to that bending line. Okay, so press down And then we're going to add glue on the top. Okay, and then we're going to close this and press down. Okay, and then we're gonna give this a minute to dry. Now we're going to go ahead and open this up. So you're just gonna open this top section and you're gonna have your pop-up right here, places for pictures, and this will fit pretty much almost a 4x6 if you just crop it a little bit. So large picture spaces here, and then we're just gonna close these up. Okay, and you want to play with this so it becomes really flexible to open and close, and just get your cardstock used to that bending motion. Okay, so that's gonna be this side. Now for the back, I am going to use these pieces that I have extra, so I'm gonna use all of these, and I'm going to cut these pieces at 8. Okay, and this will be by about maybe 5 or 5.25. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna do 5, so they're all the same. Okay, so 4 pieces here at 8 by 5, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch along the 5 inches. Okay, so we're just gonna do 1/2 inch, and then something here, 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch, and then we're going to fold. Oops, fold along the score lines. And fold. Okay, and then we are going to bring this back and we're gonna add 2 pieces on this left side and then 2 pieces on the other side. So let's add these. Okay, so we have that, press down, and now we're going to do the 2 on the other side. Okay, so we're just going to do that. And this here. Okay, and then press down. And I'm just going to open and press them down. And then so these pieces will now close. We can do side to side like that. So one side and then one side here. And there you go. So that's going to be our signature number 2. And let's go ahead and add our paper. So I'm going to bring back my designs here, and I want to use this page here, so I'm gonna cut. Let me get closer. So this is going to be 5 3/4, and I know we're gonna lose some of the house. Maybe I can cut. Maybe closer here. So 5 3/4 by 7 3/4. So I'm gonna do this right here. And then I do want to ink on this page. Okay, and then this will go right here. that. Okay, and okay, so now we'll put paper there. I think I'm just gonna do white cardstock for that, and then we can do the back over here. So I have this cute little monster. I think he's so cute. So these will have to be a little bit smaller. You can center that. And so this is going to be 7 3/4. So let's maybe do more. That 7 3/4 by 4 1/4. So let's see, maybe over here. Try to center the little house. That's okay. And again, okay. And then I'm just going to ink all around. Okay, and we are going to glue this piece. Okay, and then I have some of my scrap pieces. I don't know if this would fit here. It's a little small. Let's see if I have something bigger. I have these, but this one has that hole, so I don't know if that would be okay. Let's try. I think they all have the same hole, so they're all kind of a little bit of an issue here with that, but okay, we can always cover that up with something. But let me just go back to this image. Oh, he's so cute and creepy. So I'm gonna put this one at the end. So this is gonna be 5 3/4 by 7 3/4. Okay, so let's ink. And okay, and then I'm gonna put this one at the end, right there. So let's add the glue. Place that right here. Okay, so that's gonna be that for now, and then I'll come back and I'll add, maybe I can just add these. I like that. So again, 7 3/4, and now this is gonna be 4 1/4, but we have that little cutout, so I might need to cover that up with something. So I'm just gonna place it like that. And that can go here. Okay, so press down. Okay, and that's gonna go there. So maybe we can do another little, what do you call this? Like another little flag thingy. Or maybe we can just even put something like that. Right, so I'm going to do this thing again. Oh, it's hard to fold, but let's see. Let me fold the corners. Okay, like that. Okay, and then we can put that right there to cover that up. Quick and simple solution. Right, there we go. And then you can use it as a tuck spot too, like that, or more like this. Or you can just put a picture behind that. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so I think I like that. I might do the same for all of these. But we can now go ahead and add these to our book. So let me move this to the side. And we will be pretty much done with the construction of the book. And we can be ready to start decorating and adding our memories on this book. So I'm going to open up to the last page or the last section here, and we're gonna be adding this hinge right there. Okay, so I'm going to be gluing on this piece. So about very close to that back folding line. Okay, so that's where I'm gonna put it and press down. Okay, so press, and over here too, I'm just gonna give it a good fold right there. Look how cute. Oh, I love it. Okay, so now we have these. Opens up like that. Look how perfect it opens. I love it. And then I kind of want to add paper right there. So maybe I can add this page here. So let me cut 2 pieces. These are gonna be 5 3/4. Okay, so I am just doing 5 3/4, which is perfect because that circle opening just kind of stayed on this little piece here. Okay, so we are going to glue this down. Okay, so using all of our paper. Now I do have scraps to put in here, but I think I'm just gonna do white cardstock there. I like the look of the white and the black, and it will be a nice outline for the pictures that you're gonna be adding there. Okay, so now I'm just going to glue this piece here. There you go. So that's gonna go there. So now it looks more finished. It makes this piece stand out when you cover those two for some reason. Okay, and okay, so there we go. So now we have our book pretty much finished. I do want to add more of my design paper to these pages that are kind of plain, and I really like this one, so I might use this for the front here. So instead of cutting a whole piece, I'm just gonna cut around it. And just add this to the page. Okay, I love the sound of the paper. So here we go. So we are just going to ink this little piece, and we can put it right here. Okay, so I'm just going to add okay, and then of course we have to add the girl. Okay, so we're just gonna cut. How cute! I love her. So we're just going to ink around. Cute, super cute. Okay, so we can put her right in front of her house, right there. Right, just kind of like inviting you in. That. Or we can put it on the side, but I think it just goes, it makes more sense on the house. So I'm just gonna add the glue right here. Okay, so that's gonna go there. So cute. Okay, and then just press down. There we go. Love it. Okay, so you can obviously have fun adding more images to the pages. I love the gold, so I don't want to cover that too much, but I do want to use this other house, so maybe I'll just find another page to add it to. Right, like over here somewhere maybe. Let's see if I want to put it. So I guess I'll think about how I'm adding that last page, because I don't want to just not use it. But anyway, so okay, look how cute this is coming along. And it's pretty much at this point ready for you to start adding your memories. Now I wanted to just finish doing a little bit of embellishing here with some, maybe some laces. So we have some laces and some bling, and we are just going to get this book ready and, you know, dress her up so to be a little bit more fancy and just more my style, I guess. So I'm going to be adding this bling and all of these laces and trims that I had on my stash for a long time, but for the most part they came from Joann's, and then some from like Hobby Lobby, and so that's where you can find some of these things. Okay, so I love this. It's one of my favorites, and of course I always save it. I only use little bits at a time. So we are just gonna blink these up. Just makes such a difference, just adding that little bit. Okay, so we're just gonna press down, and I'm using my 3-in-1 craft glue, but you can also use fabric glue to add this lace here. Okay, so that will go there. I won't do it on the back because I do want this to lay flat, and I don't want it to be scratching my table, and I just don't want it to be uncomfortable for when you are actually using your book. Okay, so then I have this other one that I have used a lot. I love using this one. Like, let me show you the other Halloween book. So you can dress up any collection by just using you know, mixing some different bling, some different laces, just like I did on this other one. This one has black and pink, of course. And by the way, I am having a live class this Saturday. We're recreating a mini album very similar to this, so it's gonna be a full day crop. So if you want to sign up, I still have openings, and I'll link it below. But it will be a live event. We're gonna be crafting together, and also we will be making that. The one I show you is a 6x6, so we're making a bigger version of that, like an 8x8. So I'll link it below if you guys would like to join. We're having giveaways, and it's just gonna be a really fun day of crafting. I need it. A much needed day of crafting. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut that right here and put this piece right here. So now I don't want to put it here because I already have that, but I also want this piece to be showcased, so it's a good thing to kind of put it on the back right there, so you still have that lace effect, but you are not, it doesn't look like it's too much. Okay, so I'm just gonna put that on this back side. Okay, so I'm gonna glue it. I might not need this little piece here, so I'm just gonna take this out. Okay, and let's add the glue on this side. Okay, so like that. Let me center that. Okay, so maybe I center this lower, and then I can cut a little bit of this top. Okay. All right. So far, I am really liking this. But of course, we want to add more. And feel free to stop at any time. So I'm gonna use this other one, and I also want this to be kind of just hanging from the side of the journal, of the book, so we can put it somewhere down here. And I don't want this to cover my image. I should have put the girl higher, but it doesn't have to come from the first page. It could come even from this back page, right? Because you just want to see the little bit peeking through. So I'm gonna put that blue lace trim here, right there. Okay, so that I'm just gonna glue this down, and just look how pretty it looks. I am gonna take out some of that. Okay, so some coming from right there. Okay, so let's clean this up a bit. Okay, and then of course we want more of that. So let's see, on the longer pages, so like this is a longer page, maybe I should make this one a little bit shorter. And no, because then we'll see this. Okay, so I'll leave it, but maybe back here on this longer page we can add more of this bling here, lace and bling. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut that, and whoops, and I'm going to add this over here. There's a lot of little fuss. Okay, so we're just gonna put that one here. And I just love how creepy the collection is, but also how elegant and girly, cutesy, with the little dolls dressed up, very Victorian or skeleton girls, I guess. And this lace, you know. Okay, so every time when I add lace, I love to see how it looks from the outside, because that's the point, to make different layers of this. And I kind of want another layer here, and it might not have to be here exactly, but I don't want to cover too much of that. So let's see, where can we actually put that? Maybe we can put it here, and we still have a little bit of that lace peeking through, right? We're just gonna add that over here. So again, I'm going to cut a piece, and I don't have more black fabric, black laces, but ideally I like to mix a lot of different ones. Okay, so let's add the glue. And place that right there. Okay. Cute. And then I'm just going to even the sides. Okay. So there we go. We have that. I love it. Okay, then we're gonna go back to the other one, okay? The one that has the hanging. And I guess we could do, got it right at the middle. And we can put that somewhere. Let's see, where do we want to go with that? Page that's more plain, so this one would be a good page for that. I should have made that longer. Okay, that's okay. We're just gonna glue that from here to here. More layers right there. Okay. So look at that. Okay, so that's how it's looking now. Because the book also has purple, I'm gonna glue this here again. This is kind of coming out. I'm gonna add more glue on the edge. Okay, so I also have some purple trim, so I think I'm gonna bring some of that. So I just have this little bit here, but I think it will be cute as a little pop of color, so it doesn't look so black everywhere. So we can put a little pop of that purple like that, maybe, because we do have some purple tones going in here. And this one is better because it won't cover the image right there. So let's go for it. It's gonna add that right here. Okay, and then I'm just going to cut that right there. Now this book is all dressed up now, like like the images, ready to go to a Halloween social event. Okay, so that is cute. I love it. And maybe we can add one more. One more of this purple tone. Maybe we can pick this one. And I like putting them like long like this, but you can, of course, if you only have little bits, use your little bits and put them as little tabs. And the point is, so when you close your journal or book, you can see different things hanging from the side, different colors, different bits and pieces. Okay, so like this one here. Okay, so I guess we could also put it on the back. Let's see how that would look. Yeah, on the back, maybe it's not a bad idea to put it right there. Okay, actually, oof, I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna put on the backpack this one here. Okay, so I'll just do that. Okay, just change the plan a little bit. Okay, I think that looks better. And then we'll do the purple back on this other page that I found. That now I don't know what it is, but oh, we can do it in here. Was it this one? No, there's another one. Oh, no. Oh, it was this one here. Okay, just add some of these purple. Right there. Okay, so that's all of that. Press down, and just a little bit of that one poking through. Maybe I'm gonna pull it out a little more. Just pull you out here. I'm making sure I'm not gluing my pages. Okay, so there you go. Okay, so let's clean this up. Okay, there we go. So you can add pictures there. You can add little flaps if you want to, just dress it up a little bit more. So let me bring something, something like that. You can always add some more. And in pages like that, kind of plain, I do feel like we kind of maybe want to continue building a little bit more. And I'm just gonna add, again, using my scraps, just adding that little flap. And also, as you're adding your pictures or collecting your memories, you can always continue adding little flaps like these, or little pockets. That right there. I should have done this before I glue it, but I think it needs to be round. Okay, there we go. And okay, so that is gonna be it, I think, unless I come up with something else I want to keep adding, as I always do. Like, see, like pockets like this, they're just glued on the top of the page. You can add on any of these pages here, or you can do it as you're adding your layouts. And even this little flap, feel free to add another piece here. So now you can add a full picture, or a bigger picture. It doesn't have to be a full picture. You can place it like that on your flap. So now you have a picture here, and then you have a little layer. Just by adding that little bit, it just looks a lot more interesting, right? More layers, more flaps, and there you go. So that is going to be it for today. I hope that you guys enjoy the process of making this journal. Now I know I did this in many parts, so sometimes it might be hard to find all these videos, so I'm gonna combine all of the parts on one video, and I'll post that also, so that way you guys can just have one link if you want to reference just the one project, or if you want to craft non-stop from start to finish your book, you can use that right there. Do you want to ink a little bit? It seems a little white on the sides, and there we go. So now we are ready to actually start documenting. So since I'm having this as an October daily, I won't be probably doing a video every day, but I will come and share with you some layouts and the process of me embellishing and adding pictures and maybe adding more flaps as we go throughout the month. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you are doing an October daily. Let me know if you want to see like more daily videos like this, working on this, or if you have other ideas that you want me to work on, and I'll be happy to come back and share with you other projects. I want to thank you again, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.